Okay, so I decided to make an update video to this entire game surrounding the classic collection for Star Wars Battlefront. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. I tried to give this game a chance, and I tried to give the developers the benefit of the doubt because this was like a 20-year-old game. But sadly, I will admit I was blinded by the nostalgia. And I will admit this right now. I was a complete dingus. What is that funny little hat that dumb people wear? Editor, just put what that word says on the screen for me, please. Because I am one of those people. Now, I'm just gonna say this right now. This is honestly one of the worst ported games I have ever played in the last 20 years. Keep this in mind. This is a 20-year-old game that came out in like 2005, if not 2004, and the 20-year-old titles hold up much better than the classic collection does. Now, I will say this, to be fair, if you're playing this game for the single player or the co-op for offline, like I did personally growing up playing this game, then sure, you might get some form of enjoyment here, but a lot of people that bought this game wanted to get this for the sake of online multiplayer. And yes, I did talk a little bit about that in my last video too, and everybody is completely up and arms with the developers of this game. Now, Spire, I almost fumbled the word there for a second, but the developers Aspire unfortunately has dropped the ball hard so far that it fell through multiple layers through the earth, and everybody has just been completely destroying this game online. I haven't seen that many positive reviews for this game. None of my friends have really enjoyed this game. As a matter of fact, some of my friends even outright refused to buy the game because of the current state that the classic collection is in, and I don't blame them. I think they dodged the bullet there, and I'm glad that they dodged the bullet. Unfortunately, I was the dummy that took the bullet for them, and I'm just gonna say this right now. If any of my friends are watching this video, or if there are any massive Star Wars fans like myself watching this video, I would highly recommend and strongly advise that you do not get this game until the developers get their butts in gear and they fix the issues with this game. As a matter of fact, I talked a little about this in my previous video on how the multiplayer was having issues, but it seems like it's gotten even worse as time went on. Now, again, I personally didn't bother with the online multiplayer. I only got this game just to play the single player, but even then, man, like the single player, like it only goes so far, especially with the Galactic Conquest and everything. So, how did they completely screw up this game even worse, you might be wondering? Well, for starters, I mean, like I said in my last video, they ruined the multiplayer, well, the online multiplayer. It's literally unplayable. The servers suck. You'll lag like a crazy madman all over the map, and things are just so unstable. If you try to even select a game mode to find a game, your game will literally crash if you just try to search for a random game online. And to make matters even worse, if you're playing the single player campaign, like I did for the first Star Wars Battlefront game, you know that classic little boop 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 sound? Yeah, they fumbled that up and screwed that up too. So go ahead and take a look. Like, really? Like, this is what we got? Like, are they pooping on my banthas right now? And yes, that pun was intended. because this is a Star Wars video, but I'm serious. Are you actually pooping on my banthas right now? Like, you messed up the basic iconic audio for, like, loading in the first Star Wars game? Like, this should have been a simple, easy port. And to make matters worse, you know the cutscenes in the second Battlefront game, right? Rise of the Empire. Yeah, those are not even in the game either. Where you complete the mission, you're supposed to get like an ending cutscene for completing the mission. Yeah, that's not there either. So either it's bugged or they just were lazy and they just forgot to put it in there. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Aspire! What the hell is going on with you guys? I thought you were good with this kind of stuff. Apparently not.
Nicely done, gentlemen. Your work here today has made the Chancellor a very happy man.
So yeah, that clip I just showed you, they don't even have the ending cutscenes for when you complete a mission in the Rise of the Empire campaign. I am about to lose my marbles. It's no wonder why everybody was trying to warn each other. Like, oh my god, be careful of this game and everything. Like, the writing was on the wall here, but people like myself were just blinded like fools. And we took the bait like the fishes we are. Like, the developers just cast the game as fishing bait, they tossed it into the ocean, and us little fishies unfortunately took that bait. I, I just can't fathom just how disgraceful this game is right now. Like, if you want to play this game, then by all means go for it, but I am warning you, it is nothing like the originals, and this game is just a complete embarrassment to the entire Star Wars franchise, and this game has completely, in my opinion, destroyed the Star Wars franchise. And I don't want to say that because this is a game that I grew up playing with my brother, and we loved this game. But now seeing how it's just been very poorly handled, it's just gotten to a point where now it's gonna make me question the future of the game industry. Like, is it too much to ask game developers to release a good video game that has no problems at all? Because us as the consumer for a product like this is just a complete slap in the face to everybody that purchased this game. If this is seriously the new game industry trend where game companies will take our favorite childhood games from like 20 years ago and try to resell it to us in a piss poor state like this, then this is just unacceptable. And at this rate, I have absolutely no hope left for the future of the game industry. I know I said in one of my videos a couple weeks ago how 2024 is looking good for video games, but I am backtracking on that statement because of the modern gaming industry trend that is still destroying our favorite games of all time. Like I said, if this is seriously going to be the new trend going forward, then I have no hope for the future of the game industry. So, before I do end off this video, I do want to say this. If you genuinely do enjoy this game, and enjoy this game for the fact of the single player aspect and the offline mode aspect, then by all means, that's great. I'm glad for you, and I want you to have a good time with this game. But now that I given this game like a fair chance and seeing what the horror show that they have done to my childhood franchise, at this rate, for all I care, this game can just be cast into a bonfire for all I care. And you know what? I heard that Wargroove is much better than this abomination. As a matter of fact, I think even freaking Call of Duty Remastered that was made by Activision. And keep in mind, Activision is a scumbag company, but even they were able to get Modern Warfare Remastered done the right way. So, this game is not worth your time. I advise you folks avoid this game until further notice. So, with this being said, thank you everyone for watching and for listening. And until next time, I'm not playing Star Wars Battlefront the Classic Collection anymore. And I'll see you all later.